AFTV rounding up here, right? Last game, I was just thinking, last game of the Emirates for 2024. What an exciting game to finish off with.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, Robbie.
Merry Christmas.
And everyone. Listen, it wasn't the most exciting and entertaining game today. I think you could see how McKenna with Ipswich, how he set up. He set up very pragmatic and defensive. They played a 5-4-1, so you could see what their game plan was. McKenna probably watched Sean Dyche of when we drew 0-0 with them at Everton.
And Fulham.
And Fulham, you could say.
Yeah.
I think with their midfield with Hutchinson and Kudus in the middle, they tried to nullify Rice and Odegaard in terms of breaking the lines from the right. And then Trossard as well. Their back five with, I think, Woolen, Greaves and O'Shea, they tried to set us up in a way where we couldn't really, when we were putting in crosses, they were just heading everything out of the box. But credit to Arteta, you could see him on the touchline shouting to most of the boys, like, move the ball a bit quicker. Because sometimes with Arsenal, it's backwards, sideways. We're too predictable to play against at times. And I feel with the chances we created today, like how you said in your fan cam and how everyone else was speaking, we all thought this would have been a 3 or 4-0 game against Ipswich under the lights tonight. But I just feel this just goes to show for the need for a striker. My number one target is Kudus. I want Isaac and Gyokeres, but realistically, I don't think Newcastle will sell Isaac in January when we've got these lot over 2 legs. And Gyokeres, I just feel like they're summer signings, but Kudus is the number one guy that I want. And I feel that games like this, we've got a lot of hard games coming up and we need to try and put some points on the board.
So Kudus for you.
Kudus for me.
What about you? Who would you have?
I'd have Gyokeres. I've said it before. I think he's a sharpshooter, shoot on sight. That's the kind of guy we need.
Would he be allowed to shoot on sight here? It seems like
Good question.
sometimes they're looking at it and go, is there some sort of instruction that you're not allowed to shoot?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously, back in the Wenger days, there were those rumours when they walk it in, Arsenal FC walk it in. But no, I mean, I think it's a good point, but you'd like to think that under Arteta we'd be, you know, mindful enough that you've got to shoot on sight, you've got to take those shots. You know, I think today demonstrates that you've got to do that. I mean, you know, 1-0, yeah, it's 3 points, but it wasn't done with any panache, was it? And at the end of the day, you know, we're happy because, you know, 3 points is 3 points. But I think we need someone that's going to come in, swivel, turn, shoot. Someone that's just a killer, really. And I don't think we actually have that at the moment, to be honest. I think we need someone that's just absolutely ruthless and a bit selfish in front of goal as well.
Okay, what about you? Give me a name, man. January. Someone is realistic.
Do you know what? I feel like there's more of a market for the forwards, you know, because with the strikers, the centre forwards, there's only about 2 or 3. There's Gyokeres, Osimhen and Isaac. But whereas...
count him out. I don't think
we're
there's
not
no
getting him.
way Newcastle would sell him in January.
Yeah, I hear that still, but I feel like there's more of a market for the forwards. You've got like Semenyo, you've got Kudus, like Ryan said, you know what I mean? There's more players there. I like Kudus as well, I agree with you. I think that's a good option to have in Saka's absence, yeah.
How important do you think it is that we do get someone?
It's essential. I mean, we're down to the bare bones. Obviously, Sterling was Saka's replacement on the right wing. We've got no right winger now. Martinelli was well marshalled by Leif Davis today, so he struggled a bit, but he's been doing well, you know. But we haven't really got a right winger. I'd like to see Ethan Nwaneri, see how he goes. I don't know if he's got the pace to go down on the outside, but he's a good option. And I feel like maybe they're going to move Jesus around. Jesus played on the right a lot for this game as well, actually. So, yeah.
Okay. So, who did you say again? So, you'd like to see who?
Yeah, I think Mohamed Kudus is a good option. I think it's not going to be cheap, but probably be about 80 million, I reckon. For
All right.
Yeah.
What about you? Give me a name, man.
Strike for
January.
me, Gyokeres. For me, that's the number one as a number 9 out-and-out striker. That's the number one target for me. And the whole Saka injury, it's unfortunate that he's out, but like I've heard before, it's the perfect time for him to get injured. Because if he was to get injured after January, we're in trouble. We don't have that opportunity to buy in a replacement and try to switch it up. So now in January, we've got to go full force and get in, for me, a wide player, winger, either flank, and a striker. I understand it will be hard to get 2 top-class wide player and a striker, but for me, at least either or, a top-class number 9 and then a wide player that's versatile. We just need the numbers because Sterling's out as well, Saka's out. We saw the bench today. Our only attacking player was pretty much Ethan Nwaneri. So we are down to the bare bones. But on today's performance, got a big up Miles Lewis-Skelly. starting in that left back position, making it his own, like I've heard before. And yeah, for me, it was him and Timber running the game. I saw the energy from them two, diving into tackles, showing no fear. And football fans can be very fickle. Yes, it's only 1-0 versus Ipswich. Arteta made that sub where he took off Jesus for Miko Moreno. I know a lot of fans could see that and say, yo, it's Ipswich, what's this? Why are we not putting them to the sword? I agree, but sometimes you have to manage a game and see the game out and secure the points. In hindsight, if we could have put on a 1 year, he went for the second, got caught on the counter, hit with a sucker punch, 1-1, we dropped the points. True. At the end of the day, we've got the 3 points. Exactly that. So at the end of the day, I agree the performance was not up to the standard, but we needed to win today and we've won today.
Okay.
So
nice one. Last word with you, yeah? They've just made you director of football at Arsenal Football Club. Yeah? You got money to spend, not on yourself, money to spend in January. Realistically, you can bring one player in. The Cronkies have just rung you and said you're allowed one man. Who are you bringing?
Of course, the $100 guy right about now is Gyokeres. His record so far in Europe, in domestic league, in Champions League has been outstanding. We need an all-right out and our goal scorer. We've been saying it for like the last 2 years now. But now that we've got Raheem and Saka both out, I feel like the left wing, the right wing is even more vulnerable. Cuhna from Wolves, that would be a good replacement. He could play attacking forwards. He can also play a winger, whereas Gyokeres, he's just your up front guy. Today I looked at the bench. We had 4 left backs, 3 defensive midfielders, a substitute goalkeeper, and a very talented 17-year-old. Now, if we was 1-1 in the last 10 minutes, 2-1 down, what do we do? What tactics do we make to change up the attack? What options do we bring forward? That's where someone like a Gyokeres, someone who's just going to come here and score goals, someone whose main aim is to score goals. We haven't got much killer instinct. You know, we'll run with the ball, we'll pass the move, take too many touches, but it's not killer instinct. That's why I keep someone like a Cuhna. We can put him on the wing. We can put him on the wings. He can do the play up with Havertz. He can do play up with Odegaard. He can also just sit up front. We need someone to come and take that position because right about now we're quite horrible up front. We're really horrible up front. And if we had one injury today, other than Ethan, who do we put on? What do we do? The whole team formation shifts around. We're going to see players like Timber coming out to play left wing, or we're going to have to see someone like Rice or Zinchenko playing more of a central role. You know, it's dangerous territory because we're one injury away from this whole season potentially falling apart. And I feel like Liverpool, right now it's in their hands. But we know they're not Man City. We know they're going to slip up at some point. And as long as we keep behind them, look at Chelsea. We've now tipped Chelsea, now looking hot last week. Liverpool will have their downfall. It's just not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Our number 6 is the King of Brazil. Our central half, he'll give you all. Our one at the back is Gabriel. Ole, 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 ole. It's 4-1, you know, it's 4-1. Jesus, Martinelli, Havertz, goal. We're gonna win the league, you know. You're gonna score like